Today's segment, we're going to talk about protecting your energy. And you hear a lot of people talking about this today. It's kind of, I would say that it's probably used a little more often than it should be. But essentially, honestly, in order to have great mental health, in order to have great physical health, you do have to protect your energy and you have to start doing that now. You should not submerge yourself with people who do not respect you, who do not see your value, and who do not understand the importance of boundaries. Now, if you've been following me recently, you've noticed that I've decreased a lot of my podcasts on Anchor. And it's mainly because I'm protecting my energy. I am restoring my energy. I have gone through a lot this past year. I lost a very close cousin of mine who was just like a sister. Oh, well, trying to maintain a family and honestly doing fantastic with the podcast and interviewing some incredible legends like Jane Elliott and Gladys Mae West. With all that being said, I'm still human. I'm still a mother and I'm still a wife. So, in reserving my energy and protecting it is essential for my survivability. I encourage everyone that's going through these ups and downs and uncertain times in life to do the same. We are encountering and going through something in our lifetime that the world has never seen before. So, giving yourself a little extra love is essential right now. So, let's talk about the 12 powerful energy protection practices that I found. It's located on Hive. You can find it by going to hive.com /blog, BLOG, /how to protect your energy from negativity. Now, in between those words, you're going to put hyphens, okay? So let's talk about the first one. The first one is to tune in to how you're feeling. So a lot of us are so busy that we're not paying attention to our bodies. We're not paying attention to our mindset. We're not paying attention to how we actually feel. And contrary to what we may think about ourselves is when you're around other people, they tend to transform your energy or the perception of how you really feel in that moment. So it's like a temporary shift. And then when you go back home, how you originally felt comes back to you all at once. So that means that you have to tune into how you feel. If you're stressed out, you do have to acknowledge that you're stressed. If you're sad or upset, you need to acknowledge that feeling, okay? Because you need to know how to deal and cope with that feeling. So the first step is to acknowledge it. Some of us are running on low. We're running on low energy. We're irritable. We're getting these migraines. I'm not speaking for myself. I know people personally who suffer from migraines, and a lot of it either has something to do with the way they eat or the amount of stress that they're taking on each and every day. So just know something that each human body reacts differently to stress. You have to pay attention to how you're feeling in that moment. Some of us are dealing with outside relationships that we shouldn't be dealing with, right? People are not valuing us in some of these relationships that we decide to be in. And that's both intimate relationship and also friendships. Some of us are having these issues with our own family members. So we need to be able to tune in to how we feel, acknowledge it so that we can fine tune and solve the problem. It's not going to be an easy cakewalk, but we have to first identify and respect and acknowledge how we're currently feeling in the state that we're in today. You're not a machine. Keep that in mind. Step number 2, set boundaries to conserve energy. Again, a lot of us are running on E. And then you wonder why people can't have normal conversations with you without you being triggered, without you being irritable. And people are now looking at you like you're the problem. And it's not so much as that you're the problem, it's that you're not maintaining and learning how to conserve your energy. One thing about me, I'm a giver. And back in the day, I used to stretch myself pretty thin for myself, my family, and friends. Well, you can't do that when you have a goal in mind. You have to learn to set healthy boundaries, conserve your energy, because at the end of it all, you have to have something left for you. If you don't have anything left for you, you can't pour into other people. So you have to draw that line. You have to respect yourself. You have to respect your energy. That's the ultimate source of self-love that we keep forgetting about. Okay? Don't feel bad for saying no. This is my season that I am fresh out of free. Okay? I might even make a shirt because I'm not doing anything for anybody else. It consumes my time. that requires a lot of brain work, a lot of thought, a lot of solution driven, processes for someone else without getting paid and compensated for my time. That's not selfish. That is business. If your family and friends cannot understand that, then they're not the proper clients for you. Step number 3, use mindless to limit your exposure to negativity. Mindfulness, I'm sorry. Use mindfulness to limit your exposure to negativity. Now, what I do believe they mean by this is that if you know you're around someone who's going to belittle you, that's going to poke fun at you, who's not going to respect the projects that you're working on or the type of lifestyle that you're living, the level of stress that you're in the moment of time, and they don't know how to talk to you like a friend, to uplift you like a sister or a brother, whatever your situation is, then don't waste your time being around a person like that, because all they're going to do is further drain you of the energy that you need to conserve. All right. Step number 4 is find your happy place. I'm not talking about a fake place. I'm not talking about living in fairy tale land. I mean, literally, find your physical and mental and spiritual happy place. You have to know at some point in your life the way you operate. What makes your soul feel relaxed? What makes you feel the most at peace? What do you do that's fun, but it kind of takes you away from reality? These are the type of happy places that I'm talking about. For me, I'm a pretty simple woman. It's either just take a nice trip somewhere where I can eat well, rest well, and do some sightseeing. I don't require much. For some people, it's going out fishing on a lake. For some, it's just taking a nap. For some, it's taking a nice walk, or hiking, or meeting up with very relaxed energy people. We're not gonna jack up the volume of frequency on you when you need to just kind of settle the waters. So that's what I mean by happy place. Okay, step number 5 is be aware of your triggers. This is big. So many of us have triggers for whatever reasons, from our past experiences, and those triggers sometimes trigger anxiety, and they take us to a place that we don't want to be. So be aware of those social triggers. You may want to hang out with friends tonight, but keep that in mind, that if you're around someone who is ignorant to those possibilities of those triggers inside of you, then it's probably best that you stay in for the night, okay? Because those triggers are just going to further drain you. Step number 6 is create a sanctuary. um you know I'm big about wherever you live, like your apartment, your home, your condominium. It could be you're purchasing just a room out of somebody's Airbnb. It doesn't matter. But wherever you are, you need to be in a place that is going to be suitable for your spiritual and energy needs, meaning the colors, the textures, the crafting. I believe that wherever you are in your life, right, your space should define you. It should have a level of beauty that exemplifies and portrays who you are. So keep that in mind for both men and women. Now, let's not neglect the men. They need this too. That's a part of your self-love ritual. And don't get scared when I say ritual. Everything that we do every day is a sense of a ritual. When you wake up, if you pray, if you go walking every day, it's just things that you do consistently to maintain your level of happiness and your level of centered being. Okay. Step number 7 is clean your physical and mental space. Now, for people who are Christians, you know that in the Bible it says, being clean is close to being godliness, right? It's close to being to God. And what they mean by that is that being clean and having a clean physical and mental space, it allows you to be your highest you. In life, I do believe that the mission in life is to just obtain your highest self, right? Not to allow anybody to stop you from obtaining your goals, even no matter how outlandish and flamboyant those goals may seem to other people. Your goal as an individual is to reach your highest self. And by doing so, you must be organized. You must be clean. So if you're going through a depressive state of mind, it's easier said than done, but do it one day at a time. Start by picking up the things on your floor. Start by sweeping the next day. Maybe on the third day, washing your linens. Maybe on the fourth day, you're going to decide to dust. Maybe on the fifth day, you're going to decide to throw away the things that you no longer need, that you know you haven't touched in over 5 years. Day six, cleaning out your closet and giving those clothes and shoes to someone who will actually value them, right? So this is just something that comes to mind when I think about cleaning your physical and mental space. Meditation. Meditation as often as you need it. Taking out 5 minutes out of the day in complete silence. No television, no cell phone, no one talking to you, no music, just you. Step 8, trust your gut. This is huge. This is how I've survived all my life. And I could never really quite explain it, is that doing things that just felt right at the right time. And you can only really master this concept by protecting your energy. You see, because when you have so many distractions, you have so many people that's tapping in and trying to drain that energy from you, and it may not be intentional. It's very hard for you to hone into your own gifts that God and the universe have given to you. So always, always trust your gut. If you're around someone that makes you feel uneasy, if you're having conversations with people that you feel like you maybe should not be having, if you feel like you shouldn't go out with that friend, don't do it. Trust your gut. If you feel it's time for you to send that email out to that huge executive office, if you feel like it's time to find a new job, if you feel like it's time to move, do it. Trust me, you don't have that feeling for no reason. Step number 9 is build a solid social circle. Oh my God, this is so important, especially for people who are not around their families or don't really have family. It's so important that you build a solid circle of people that you can depend on for your emotional release, for those ideas that you have when trying to create a business or start a project, for those people to just go out and have giggles and have a nice, intelligent, stimulating conversation with. It just keeps the energy going. When you reach, when you've reached your dead end is when you don't have anybody that you can call on to have these conversations with, when no one else understands the way you think, when nobody else can perceive where you're trying to go in life, then you know it's time to change that circle. It's just that simple. Step 10 is build a wall. Now, some people see building a wall as something negative, but what you're doing is you're building a wall to keep out all the negative energy with those people that you know do not have your best interest at heart. Unfortunately, we live in a society where a lot of people are just ready to tear each other down. A lot of people are ready to counsel each other. A lot of people are ready to not support you, but they'll support other people. And I know a lot of my first time business owners have felt this because I myself felt this at the very beginning. But as you reach a level of maturity and understanding of self, you quickly realize that it's not even about them. It's about you. It's about what do you want to achieve. Because the people who are supposed to support you and be there in this storyline of your life are going to be there. Step 11, stop giving away your energy. I just told y'all earlier, I'm fresh out of free. Okay? So I've set healthy boundaries. I know exactly who I am. I know who I want to become. I know who's coming with me and I know who's not. And it's okay. It's no disrespect to anybody who's not coming along on the ride. But you have to stop giving away your energy. Okay. Step number 12, control that ego. Another big one. Now, me, myself, as a female Leoness, meaning I'm a Leo, we have huge pride, huge ego, but you have to know when to set that aside. Guys, I'm talking to you too. Men naturally, instinctively have high pride and ego, mostly ego, and it can produce a toxic energy for everyone. So you have to be careful when you are leading a project, you're in control of a particular business, etc. Keep in mind to leave your ego out of the situation. You need to be running, but basically on pure logic and pure compassion for other people, because you have to keep in mind these individuals that are working for you or with you, they made a choice to do that. They don't have to stay. They don't have to help you in your project. Okay. And also, if you're working for someone, for a manager who has high ego and is stressing you out every day and is altering your moods and your ability to become creative again, it might be time for you to look for another job. All right. So, guys, I just needed to share that with you. I wanted to talk about going into the new year 2022 with knowing exactly how to protect your energy. Don't wait until the next day. Start it now. Because once you get into that routine, trust me, you'll be unstoppable.